Hey, welcome back to BYO Porsche, where we embrace the journey and chasing the dream to Porsche ownership. Today, we're going to be talking about these two monsters. This one is a 2015 Porsche 911 Turbo S, and this one, my all-time favorite, is a 1997 Porsche 911 Carrera, the last of the air-cooleds. We're going to be talking about each of these cars. We're going to be driving them and showing you what they're capable of. This here is a 2015 911 Turbo S. They call it a supercar. A 3.8 liter liquid-cooled, twin-turbocharged, all-wheel drive, four-wheel steering, awesome car. That is what it is. This car's a beast. 2 years ago when I bought this car, it had 8,000 miles on it. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But when I drove this car, I knew what I was in. And what I was in was one of the fastest vehicles I'd ever driven. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. But that's not the impressive part. There are lots of cars like Teslas go 0 to 60 in 2.5. But here is where this car really sings. It's 641 ponies on tap, 590 foot-pounds of torque, and all of that power hits the ground running. If you're gonna go that fast, you better hope you can stop really fast. So this thing's got ceramic brakes, and this thing just done. No effort at all. So not only does it go really fast, really quick, it stops even faster. To replace these ceramic brakes is like $22,000. Yeah, let that sink in. Just the brakes, 22 grand. Ouch! You know, the other thing about this car that I want to talk about is the way it handles. This car just sticks to the road. It begs you to push it harder. It begs you to go faster, and it holds all of it. Your head goes against that seat, and it doesn't come up until your foot comes off the gas. Whoa! It is an exhilarating car, but it does have some downsides. In the older Porsches, it's very mechanical. You feel everything. You feel the road. You feel the vibrations, everything. In this car, it's kind of like you're in a luxury car going wicked fast, going like, wow, this is kind of cool. Should I get a latte or a mocha frappuccino? You just don't have to work for it. But now let's switch over to my all-time favorite Porsche. This is the baby that I always wanted. This was the one that was on my wall. This is a 1997 Porsche 911 Carrera. It is a 993 generation, and it is the last of an era. The last of an era of air-cooled cars. Now let's just talk about this, because this one doesn't have all the fun stuff to talk about it like this one does. This one has no traction control. It has a 3.6 liter flat six, pushing out a whopping crazy 285 horsepower. Yeah, that's it. This one might have 300 horsepower. I got an intake, I got a catback exhaust and some other little go-fast goodies and some suspension work. But you know what? This car is the funnest of all of them to drive, and here's why. This car, you feel everything. And this car, when you get to about 3,500 RPM and you're laying into it, man, you just hear it singing to you. It's like a freaking classical song playing in the background while you just push it further and further, and it begs you. It begs you to push it harder. But unlike this one that kind of does all the work for you, this one does not. Because this car, if you push it just wee little bit too far, the back end comes out, the car goes sideways, and if you are a novice driver and you take your foot off the gas or hit the brake, it's all over. The car will just spin out of control. And we haven't even talked about the 930 Turbo, but this car is mechanical. That's the word I'm looking for. It's raw, mechanical feeling. As I push that pedal down, as those R's start going up 4, 5, 6, 7,000 RPM, you feel the vibrations. Your hand's on the shifter, getting ready to just latch into the next gear on its 6-speed manual transmission. Very different than the 7-speed PDK pure bliss. This one you feel it all. And when the road conditions change, you feel it. The car drifts with the road and just floats with the road. But you know what? When you get used to it, you realize you are in full control. You just got to be a better driver. You got to be thinking and paying attention all the time. The car wants you to go faster. It begs you to go faster, but it will hurt you. It will put you in the ditch, and hopefully that's all it does, because this car, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten out of control and had the back end of this car come around. And the only reason this car is all in one piece with 30,000 miles and not a single accident is because I've learned how to drive it in parking lots. I've gone out and pushed it to the point where the back end goes out. You counter steer it because the car definitely understeers a little bit, and as soon as you take your foot off the gas, the car spins. But if you push into the gas, the car squats and goes, because all the weight in these cars and all the Porsche 911s is in the back. This thing right here, no engine here. This is the junk in the frunk. One other thing I will tell you that I absolutely love about it is when you start getting to the 6,000, 7,000 RPM and you grab that next gear, the car barely loses a beat because you only drop about 1,000 RPM and it's just taking you right back to redline. So you're shifting quickly. And you know what? When you start shifting quicker, you stop looking at the speedometer and you forget how fast you're actually going. You see, 0 to 60 is probably not very good in this. I didn't even look it up. 0 to 60 in this one, 2.5 seconds. That's a split second. It just happens so fast. But this one doesn't go very fast, 0 to 60. But once you're doing 60 and you want to get to 100, that is where it really starts to excel. Now, there's different variants of the 993. This right here is a cabbie, okay? I wish it was a coupe because they're worth a lot more money, but this one is still worth a pretty penny. But then they go to the 4S. You get a little bit wider back end, okay? And not only that, you got all-wheel drive. And then from there, you go to the big dog. You go to the 993 Turbo. That car is a unicorn. They're about $250 and north just to get your hands on a decent 1997 993 Turbo. But those cars are literally an engineering masterpiece of the era. If you're a newer Porsche buyer and you were looking for what's the best Porsche you can possibly get that will hold its value, that you will always love, this is it. The 1997 911 Carrera, generation 993. Go out there, check it out. So you've heard a little bit about my two cars here. Two different eras, two different generations. But what are your thoughts? What would you prefer? Honestly, put it down in the comments. Do you want the pure, everyday supercar that goes 0 to 60 in 2.5, or do you want that old, mechanical, raw feeling of the last of the air-cooleds? I will tell you this, whatever Porsche 911 you go with, that's your journey. That's your dream. So chase it hard. Never give up on it. I don't care if it started with a poster or a Matchbox car or just one driving by. That's where it starts, and it never ends, folks. Because once you got the one, you're always going to continue that journey. Thanks for joining us for this episode of BYO Porsche, where we embrace the journey in chasing the dream. Porsche ownership.